What's up, everybody? This is the Booch, and welcome to the latest installment of the WWE 2K25 Showcase Journey. Now, today we're going to be doing a special fantasy matchup. Yes, we're going to be having another one of those, and we're going to be doing one that's very interesting. One that I did not expect, but then once it was put together, because we're going to be dealing with the Islanders, Haku and Tama, versus the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Now, I completely forgot that Haku was in the Islanders because I knew about Haku as a singles competitor. I knew about him as Mang in WCW. I know him and the Barbarian were a tag team at one point in WCW, but I didn't know anything about the Islanders. So this was kind of a new territory for me to check out. And of course, I know about the Street Profits. I've been a big fan of the Street Profits. Love seeing them as a tag team. Love them when they were tag team champions. Kind of wish they had beaten the Vision at Saturday night's main event back in May. But hey, they're still a great team, and I look forward to seeing what they do, especially if they inevitably team up with Seth Rollins to face the Vision, because I got a feeling there's some War Games related stuff about to happen there, but that's another story for another day. We're not here for that. We're here for the Bloodline Showcase, so let's check out this latest edition of the WWE 2K25 Showcase Journey.
Okay, a little bit out of character for your wise man, but that was a little bit difficult for me to watch. Seeing this family splinter into two groups, fighting against each other, it breaks my dark heart. But they're all grown men, and you settled the issue. Now let's give Solo credit. Forming Team Solo was, of course, his usual backup of Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, the sons of Haku, feared as one of the baddest men to ever walk planet Earth. Along with them, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, son of Tama, also known as TK All Day, the Tonga Kid, another fearsome competitor from WWE's golden era. But did you know that Haku and Tama once comprised one of WWE's most impressive tag teams? Haku had been considered family by the Dynasty for years on end, and his teaming with Tama, brother of Rikishi, solidified this for eternity. The Islanders were a formidable test for any tag team in WWE in the late 1980s, competing against teams like the Hart Foundation and the British Bulldogs. Initially fan favorites, the two would embrace a more hard-nosed approach and even teamed up with WWE Hall of Famer Bobby the Brain Heenan, finding even more success. The team flawlessly merged aerial excellence, martial arts mastery, and some good old-fashioned Islander grit. Perhaps their most infamous moment saw them actually dog-nap Matilda, mascot of the British Bulldogs, showing that they were willing to do literally anything to throw opponents off their game. Both men are still revered today as two of the real legit tough guys in the industry, names that instill fear simply upon mention, and they absolutely taught their children well. Tama Tonga and Tongaloa both loved to slowly brutalize an opponent in the traditional Haku style, while Jacob Fatu hurls his body at opponents from all angles with reckless abandon, much like Islander Tama in his TK All Day heyday. For their inclusion in the 2K25 Showcase, we find the Islanders in a dream match, taking on another team that has mastered the air, ground fighting, and has their own brand of swag that keeps opponents guessing at all times. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the Street Profits. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins have put together one hell of a run in WWE, and the perennial tag team champions are going to find themselves in an unfamiliar setting, taking on Haku and Tama in a best 2 out of 3 falls match. Anyone can sneak a win out, but Haku and Tama often competed in this type of match to fully demonstrate the superiority to their opponents. And you can bet that they're out to do the same thing to Angelo and Tez. So get out there and showcase the tag team mastery that the Islanders used to terrorize their opponents. Lift your party cups and take one last sip for the Street Profits. And don't worry, no one will hold you responsible for the damage you and the Islanders caused them. Because I assure you, the Islanders can handle the smoke.
The Islanders versus the Street Profits in a best of 3 falls match. This matchup represents 2 teams who want to rule the tag team division and have sharpened their offensive arsenal so one can put away any opponent.
The Street Profits swag levels are at an all-time high, and they told the Islanders they want the smoke. Look, this is the best Street Profits we've ever seen, but the Islanders are exceptionally dangerous. And don't forget their secret weapon in the form of Bobby the Brain Heenan. Oh my God, what impact. Look, I get that the Islanders are brutal, but when I look at Haku,
He goes for the quick pin attempt.
and he doesn't stay down for long. Too soon.
Corey, you've competed in these type of matches before. What's the key to victory for Haku and Tama?
It's crucial for the Islanders to win the first fall as early as possible. To do that, they've got to either isolate Ford or Dawkins and block their path to make an attack.
His stamina is getting tested here.
Yeah, with that, the Street Profits prove that where there's smoke, there's also fire to get burned with. Kick to the gut. Hoisted up into a pile driver. That's the WWE equivalent of a helmet-to-helmet hit right there. Big flying forearm.
We're watching 2 great teams at work right now, but with the talent at this level in the ring, you have to wonder, are there any possible breakout single stars here?
Every one of these men has that sort of potential, Michael. I mean, Montez Ford has had moments of single success, competing in many high-profile matches on his own. Though you'd be doing a great disservice to Angelo Dawkins, who has an equally impressive skill set should he go solo. And of course, both Islanders competed separately for a time in WWE before joining up, so you know that Tama and Haku can once again dominate as single stars. Right to the chest and then the throat. Wicked.
Return fire from Dawkins.
These two reaching a standstill with all these reversals. Ooh, sharp elbow.
So many accolades for Dawkins and Ford. Triple Crown Tag Team Champions, multiple WrestleMania wins. This win could be another major feather in their caps.
It could be, but for the Islanders, all those accolades are motivation. Haku and Tama know they're the best tag team around, so they want to knock off the Profits and prove it. Then maybe they'll get the respect they rightfully deserve.
His body is dealing with a lot of stress here.
He took a vicious hit there. Oh, gosh, I hope we've got medical staff standing by. Yeah, it sure looks like we'll need them.
Tama with a devastating assault.
The Islanders putting a beating on the Street Profits. Ooh, targeting the leg there. Shot combination. Across the forehead and right to the chest and then the throat. Wicked.
A 2 out of 3 falls match is a different beast and a bit of a rarity in tag team competition. But one of these teams...
Up high. Cross body from the top.
And he's going back to the top.
Incoming. Oh, big impact. And the Islanders just sent the Profits up in smoke. Here we go again. Splash. The Profits are down and the Islanders are about to reap the rewards.
Consecutive attacks keeping Dawkins off his game.
The Islanders straight up crushing the Profits here. Oh, foot just stomping down. Something that Tez and Dawkins need to watch out for tonight is the presence of Bobby the Weasel Heenan. he'll do for his clients. Don't you dare disparage the brain, Saxton. Heenan is indeed a wise man who has quickly brought the Islanders up the right. From the top. Oh, man, he landed rough there. Coming in off the tag. Ouch. Punch connects. Oh, man. Ooh, pounding the breadbasket. Elbow drop. I'm glad the Islanders are able to compete tonight. I was worried they'd have to serve another suspension. Oh, what a phony charge that was. Heenan and the Islanders did an amazing job as dog sitters, and they got punished for it. Then again, the corrupt president who handed out that.
Do everything automatic ruling. And you're writing down. Do what it takes to get the victory. Connect with 3 top rope dives, put the Street Profits on the brink of defeat.
Suspension also vacated the WWE Championship for no good reason.
Yeah, Corey,
Going up
there's
top.
just too many things to correct you.
From the heavens. Big body splash from the top.
Relentless aggression coming from Haku here.
Yeah, Dawkins needs to find a way to right the ship here. My God, the Island taking flight.
Crash landing.
Scoop up and down.
I figures he tagging Montez. It's alright.
Oh, man. This is a big night for the Street Profits. Blast off. Flying headbutt. Will it pay off for Haku? From the heavens. Splash from the top. We got a cover.
Kicks out. He still has life.
Both competitors digging deep into their well to keep this match going.
Hoisting their opponent up.
Hoisted up into a pile driver. Is it enough? The cover! 2.
And there he goes, picking up the fall early in this one.
That'll fillet your
Winning the
chest.
first fall.
The Street Profits having a bit of trouble here against the Islanders.
There's
The
just something about the
Islander.
Anawahi family that Tez and Dawkins can't quite overcome. Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga, and of course the Usos. Every person with bloodline affiliation has been a real problem for the Profits. Haku with the Tongan dip.
He gives in and taps out.
There we go, baby!
Here are your winners, Tama and Haku, the Islanders. What a matchup. The Islanders met the Street Profits at every turn in the air and the ground. This loss is going to hurt Dawkins and Ford for a long time.
Look, we saw tremendous tag teams do what they do best, but only one could win. And the Islanders stepped up and got the job done. Tama and Haku just proved they are the best tag team of any era.
There we go. Knocked it out of the park.
Yep. That's all I could really say after the end of that. I knocked it out of the park because it was a relatively easy match to do. Didn't leave me with a whole lot of challenges. And what I forgot to mention was that it was a 2 out of 3 falls match, which was interesting because I kind of waited until I completed all the objectives before I really even went for any of the falls. And then I got one pinfall, and then that Tongan death grip was the perfect ending. And I'm glad that I got to end the match on that submission, especially with Jacob Fatu making the Tongan death grip so relevant again in modern day WWE. Because now he's adopted that as his signature submission move. And it's going to be intriguing to see how he makes it work going forward. Because I know with Roman Reigns, he got it over tremendously. I know when they had their match at Backlash, I mentioned how Roman Reigns was able to weaken the move by injuring the hand of Jacob Fatu. And again, at the time that I'm sitting here talking to you guys, Clash in Italy hasn't happened yet. So I don't know what happened with the tribal combat, but obviously by the time you watch this, tribal combat will have already happened. So I can just hope and pray that if Jacob Fatu does lock in the Tongan death grip, Roman Reigns uses the same psychology to weaken it assuming he's going over in the match. And between you and me, I think he will, only because of the fact that this is not only for the World Heavyweight title, it's also for the Ula Fala and being declared the Tribal Chief. Now, I can see a scenario where Jacob Fatu beats Roman Reigns to become the World Heavyweight Champion. But I don't see a scenario where Jacob Fatu beats Roman Reigns to become the Tribal Chief. Because I think Jacob Fatu becoming the Tribal Chief would not be good business, and it would kill the bloodline completely, because Roman Reigns is the only person that makes sense as the Tribal Chief. If Roman Reigns is not the Tribal Chief, he has really nothing to draw money with, because that's his whole thing, is being the Tribal Chief, being the head of the table. Jacob Fatu is not a leader. He's not somebody that can be the head of the table in a believable fashion. Jacob Fatu is more of an enforcer, or as Dusty Rhodes would say, a walk behind. So because of that, I believe Roman Reigns is going to win at Clash in Italy. Now, obviously, like I said, by the time this comes out, that pay-per-view will have already taken place. So you'll either be listening to this and going, wow, Booch was right, or you'll be listening to this and going, wow, Booch sounds really stupid. With a lot of the bumbling of my words and the text corrections I've had to make lately, it obviously wouldn't be the first time. But hey, nobody's perfect, and I've never claimed to be. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this edition of the WWE 2K25 Showcase Journey. We got one more video, one final stop tomorrow for you guys to check out. So make sure you tune in for the final edition of the 2K25 Showcase Journey. But before you do, make sure you follow us on all of our podcast platforms. The links will be down in the description box below. Follow us on our social media platforms. Those links will be in the description box below. And of course, as always, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of the WWE 2K25 Showcase Journey, as well as other additional Boochcast YouTube content. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Until then, pizza, baby!